again, everybody. This is Brother Chooch for Thinking Out Loud about the End Times. I'd like to go over this chart that I made that you may find interesting regarding the end times and some timing of events that we will probably find out in the very near future if it holds validity or not. But let's take a look at this. As you can see, we have the year that we're in, 2023, but we're also looking at the years 2024, 2025, and 2026. And there's various categories here that I think merit some reason to take a closer look at. As you know, we've talked at length about the parable of the fig tree over the last several years, and connecting that to Psalm 90, verse 10, in which it speaks of what I would interpret as the length of a generation that fits in well with the parable of the fig tree. And we also talked about in TOL End Times how numbers are used and interpreted in the Bible, that some numbers are certainly hard and fixed, and then there's some numbers that the Bible uses in such a way where it rounds it like we do today. We round up and we round down. So in the year 2023, we realize that we are now 75 years from Israel's rebirth. If you do the simple math, then let's say we project that the tribulation period starts this year, and we look at it as Daniel's 70th week, so it's a week of years, which would be 7 years. That means we go from 2023 to 2030, and Israel will experience the physical return of the Lord on the Mount of Olives when it is 82 years from 1948. Now, if we look at that aspect from rounding numbers, we can see that if you go 82, if you go 83, and 84 years from 1948, that it's not out of reason to round down, and that fits into the Psalm 90 range, if by strength 80. However, when we get to the year 2026 and we get to 85, and at least in modern times, when you have a 5, you tend to, or you should, round up. That may not fit no longer with the Psalm 90 verse 10 range of a generation. So using that parable of the fig tree, we can see that in the year 2023, 2024, 2025, that it's reasonable to say or conclude the years could be rounded down to 80 and still be in that time of the fig tree generation as it relates to Psalm 90 verse. And so if we were to go beyond 2025, we might have to entertain the thought that a generation in the Bible is not 70 to 80 years, but beyond that. And we hope we never have to cross that bridge. But sometimes we have to cross bridges, prophetically speaking, that we don't want to cross. But we won't do that unless we have to. Okay, so going on from that, if we look at the two areas or the two columns to the right that has crucifix date in Hosea chapter 6, verse 2, if the Lord were to have been crucified in 30 AD, and we use the 2 days as mentioned in Hosea to be 2,000 years, then we get to 2030. If Jesus was crucified in 31 AD, then we go to 2031 and so forth. So here we have a range where Most scholars agree that there's a strong likelihood that Jesus was crucified in 30 AD, between 30 AD and 33 AD. Now, you may have some exceptions to this rule, that's understandable, but basically, 30 to 33 AD is a popular range of time for biblical scholars to say this is the time where Jesus more than likely was crucified. Adding the 2,000 years to those dates gives you a range from 2030 AD to 2033 AD, and when you would expect the tribulation period to have concluded and the return of Jesus to establish his kingdom on earth. If you take these two areas that we're looking at, the fig tree and Hosea 6:2, and put them together, when you look at 2023, 2024, 2025, and possibly 2026, you can see that this presents a strong window of time for when the tribulation period can start and ultimately the Lord returning back in 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033 AD. Again, this is speculative. It's not written in stone, but it's something to consider. And it's something that may hold some value as we consider the season, not the day or the hour, but the season of the rapture. So I wanted to get this out for you because, again, as we're looking at the year 2023, we can see that both the fig tree generation and Hosea 6, verse 2, seems to fit in there nicely. Anyways, food for thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And as always, I hope to see you here, there, but especially in the air. God bless.